Okay. Fantastic. We are cooking with gas. Is that an old folks saying? We're cooking with gas. But let me just check and make sure I am on here. Make sure I am on and everybody can see me. I remember to bring my tablet this time, y'all. So Facebook family, listen. Okay. All right, Facebook family, listen. This galaxy, I'm trying to tell it not to talk, but it is. So listen, I will check your comments at the end, okay? I can see that I'm live, but for whatever reason, even though I have put this thing on silent, the tablet wants to talk to me. So we got to put the tablet down. But anyway, thank you so much again for joining me. You know what? I love Relationship Talk Tuesdays, because this is where we get real, right? This is where I share with you what I wish somebody had yanked me down, sat me down, and told me this stuff. Yourself, girl. When I thought I knew better, right? That this thing that I had with this guy, they just didn't understand. So I wish somebody had told me this. So we're talking about submission. But if, just in case, you do not know who I am, and this is your first time jumping on, listen, I'm a life coach, I'm a relationship solutionist, and I am the creator of the Love on Your Terms Masterclass. How many of you are excited about the Masterclass? Well, it's coming up in 6 days, y'all. In 6 days. Oh my God. So there's no time to waste. If you've been pondering it, if you've been flirting with the idea, just go on and register. Just go on and register at bit.ly/love on your terms. All lowercase, okay? And I should have it in the description. So go on and do it. Go on and do it and secure your virtual seat. For those of you that know about Zoom, Zoom will only allow a set number of people to be on Zoom. So you want to go on and grab your seat, and you're going to want to be early, okay? You're going to want to be early so that you won't be in the overflow. You know what it's like when you're in church and you're in the overflow? You get a little bit of it, but it isn't the same thing as being live, is it? It's not the same thing, is it? So go on and grab that seat and plan to attend live. Plan to attend live, all right? I'm looking forward to seeing you there. But listen, here's the deal. Now, I'm going to talk about the truth about submission. And it's from my point of view. I'm not here to try to change anybody's beliefs. I'm not at all. But I do have to speak my truth, right? And this is the truth that I found out after trying to fit into the box of submission the way it was taught to me. Okay? Okay? Because even as a little girl, sitting in the church, I came from a holiness church, y'all. Holiness church, yes, 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 yes. You couldn't wear makeup, you couldn't wear jewelry, you couldn't wear pants. I used to say to myself, dang, is it okay to breathe? Can I breathe? Is that a sin? Jesus. But what I do love about having grown up that way is I did develop a true reverence for God. And so it put me in a bit of a quandary, because I wanted to please God. But whenever I hear the preacher talk about submission, something inside of me, even as a little girl, wanted to just kind of just go down in my seat. It just was painful. It just did not seem right. Right? So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to give you the definition of submission. I went on my favorite place where all things, you can find answers to all things. Google. Yes, Google. And so I saw what Google's definition for submission is. And I'm going to tell you what it is. It says submission is the action or fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force or to the will or authority of another. That was the definition. That's the definition of submission that's online. I said, okay, then what does submissive mean? So I typed that in. And it said, submissive, ready to conform to the authority or will of others, meekly obedient or passive. Now, even on my most passive day, that definition just didn't make it with me. And I know there's some people who are trying. You're in relationships, you're in marriages, you're in partnerships, and you're just like, oh God, I know the Bible says submit. Oh, but Lord have mercy. Lord, 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 Lord. This is so hard. So I'm hoping that what I share with you will help you, okay? I have my trusty journal, so I wrote down a couple of things, about 4 things that I hope will truly bless you. Hey, Akila, thank you for joining me. And Facebook family, I thank you for joining me too. I can't see you, but I know there are some ride or die folks that whenever I go live, you either are on there live or you're going to listen to the replay. And it's some men too. So my brothers, my sisters, thank you so much. I love you dearly. I love you dearly. So, okay. For me, reconciling this whole church Bible thing about submission and this natural, fierce femininity, this independence, this forward-thinking, self-actualized, self-determined personality that I am, came here like that. I didn't come here meek. I came here like Xena warrior princess. Yes, excuse me, that was me. So today I just kind of thought back and I said, well, let's go back to the beginning. Since we're talking about Bible, and please understand, if there are others that are listening of different faiths, I'm not trying to convert you. I'm just going back to my origin, okay? And I'm hoping that something I share about it will ring true to you regardless to what your faith base is, okay? We good? All right. So I went back to the beginnings, and I went back to Genesis. And this is what I saw, y'all. I wrote notes. So you see me looking down? Yes, I am reading notes. Okay? So I looked at in Genesis where it said, when it described us as women. Okay? Because I'm also trying to reconcile that with love on your terms. Where does love on your terms and submission, how does that all work together? How does that work, right? Why is it that married women are coming to this? Why is this that women in relationships, where they want the relationships between them and their significant other to get better, why would they want terms? Terms, submission. Right? So, I went back to Genesis. When it described us as women, it said, it's not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. Okay? So when I looked at that, what came to my mind was this. A helper that's suitable does not sound like a subordinate. It doesn't sound like somebody you got to lead. It doesn't sound like somebody you got to parent or be the authority over. How can I be a helper suitable for you if I'm less than you? How can I help? My God, if I don't have a brain in my head, how can I help? suited to you. While we're different anatomically, we're different in where our strengths and weaknesses and proclivities are, that does not make me less than you. Not at all, right? So I saw that. Then I read where it said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, she was taken out of man. Another thing about us ladies, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. So what I saw that in that was, how can you not honor someone who's a part of you? VST said, please say that parent part again. So you heard that, girl? Yes. Because while I love my brothers dearly, and God knows I do, every now and then they get that kind of tone, don't they? Where they don't mean to be talking down to you, but it kind of sounds like they are a little bit, right? I'm feeling you. But this whole bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. And I started thinking about women who are neglected in their relationships, women who are abused in their relationships, women who don't feel like they matter in their relationships. I'm going to say this, and it's no diss, but it's true. It's my truth. There is no way that a man can love himself and treat the bone of his bone and the flesh of his flesh like she don't matter. Because if I'm bone of your bone and flesh of your flesh, I am you. When you look in the mirror, you're looking at another side of wholeness. The complete picture. What I don't have, you have. What you don't have, I have. We complement each other. And there is no way I can compliment you and be your subordinate. There's just no way. Right? Hi, Blue. Bloop, bloop. Thanks for joining. And if you're on Facebook and you're saying, listen, I don't see these people, it's because it's my Instagram family. I can see them. But we're going to work this thing where I'm going to be able to see the people on Facebook in real time too. Right? If I had to set up multiple cell phones and look over here a minute, look over there a minute. Right? We're going to get it straight. But there's just no way. And I want you to take your super spiritual, super deep hat off for a minute. And just think, make it make sense. Make it make sense that I can be bone of your bone and flesh of your flesh, and you treat me with disregard. Then that means something is not right. There's a fly in the ointment. There's some poison somewhere. Something in your conditioning and socialization is off and wrong. Because even if you look in the New Testament, it says to love the woman as you love yourself. There is a correlation. Men who can love their women have to love themselves. Because when you found the right one, oh my God, she is what you've been needing. I often hear men saying, you know, I thought I was okay till I met my wife, till I met this lady over here. She made my life better. She made me want to be a better man. She is strength. She's resourcefulness. She is exactly what I need. She's my best friend. She's my partner. Life would not be as great as it is without her. Where I'm weak, she's strong. Where she's weak, I'm strong. That's healthy, y'all. That's a healthy relationship, right? Am I talking good, y'all? Am I talking good? And I know there's some strong, good men out there that are saying, say it, sister. Say it, sister. Because y'all don't know this. But I look at the comments and I see the brothers cheering us on. I see the brothers and they know what I say. So for those of you that don't think there are good men out there, you need to come to my Love on Your Terms masterclass so that you can guess again. So that you can guess again, okay? So your eyes can come open and you can see better, right? Okay. Then number 3. Okay. I saw where the man and the woman were naked and not ashamed. Listen, I can't be naked and unashamed with an authority figure. I cannot be naked and unashamed with somebody who feels like they have to have authority over me. Right? There is something freeing. Oh my God. You know what's coming in my mind right now? That song by Sly and the Family Stone. Thank you for letting me be myself again. Listen, there is nothing like being with somebody. And I know the brothers who are listening, who probably listen to the replay, y'all know it's true. Your heart trusts somebody that you can just be yourself with. You don't have to censor yourself. You don't have to worry about whether they're going to retaliate or not. You don't have to worry about whether they're going to take the vulnerability that you share with them and beat you over the head with it later. You don't know if they're going to use it against you later. It makes you feel good when you know they're not going to manipulate you with it later, or shame you, or blame you with it later. There is a freedom. That is the ultimate intimacy. That is the ultimate intimacy. To be with somebody, you can be naked. You don't have to hide. You don't have to explain. You don't have to worry about them rejecting you. You don't have to worry about them trying to fix you. There's this sense of curiosity. Even if you don't understand it, there's this sense of understanding and respecting that person's experience and their truth. It's like a warm blanket. It's like a snuggly to be with somebody that you can be that way with. Right? That there. That's the way it was in the beginning. So now let's look at the whole Adam and Eve thing. Because that's when, see, that things went, woo! Things got a little complicated, right? So let's look at that. Because I believe there is grace and liberation even in that story. So don't go nowhere. I want you to hear me out. Hear me out. Open your heart space. Open your mind space. Hear me out. Y'all ready to hear it? Okay. This is what I saw. Okay. I saw the 4th thing. After the fall, Eve eats the apple, gives something to Adam, la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, right? We all know about that story, right? Okay, if you don't, roll with me. What I saw was Adam named his wife Eve, the mother of all living, right? Now this is interesting because when you first look at it, you think, wow, come on, Adam. You still saw her as the mother of all living. That anything that's going to be birthed into this world got to come through your girl. Come on now. Doesn't that sound good? Because we've been birthing some good stuff out of our wombs, haven't we? You can look at those children and say, that's good. You can look at your upgrading your life and how you birthed yourself out of the projects to the C-suite. That's good, right? You can look at that and say, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Mother of all living, in the house, in the house. Right? But this is what I thought about. Eve didn't even need a label. She didn't even need a title until after the fall. There is no record, right? All Adam said was, whoa, man. Whoa, man. Woo. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Yeah, right? But then he says, I'm going to call you Eve. You're the mother of all living. So now I need a label. Now I need a title? Think about that. Somebody else naming you. Somebody else defining you. You didn't need it before. It was more of a, whoa, bone of my flesh. Whoa, man. I like to think he was like, come on, Jesus. Come on, God. I like that right there. But now it's like, she's Eve, the mother of all living. Now you got to label her. Now you got to give her a title. Right? And this was after God said to Eve, your desire will be to your husband, and he will rule over you. That's when Adam gave her the title. Okay? Now, there was no reason for him to give her a title till after the fall. There was no ruling over her until after the fall. There was no defining her until after the fall, because she had already been defined by her Creator, who said to man, it's not good for you to be alone. Now, you might not have thought so, but I, in my infinite wisdom, knew you were not okay to be alone. It wouldn't be good for you. So I'm going to make the decision to make a helper that I say is suitable for you. Okay? So what does this have to do with the Bible and submission? I know you're waiting for the good news, baby. I got some good news for you. Because it was good to me when I read it. Toe wiggling good. Woo! So let me set it up for you. Now, I can understand the world system that is still playing that narrative of ruling over, right? That's playing that narrative of I need to define you. That's playing that narrative. I can kind of understand the world system that we're in having that. But I cannot, for the life of me, understand the church's role in it. I cannot, for the life of me, understand the body of Christ's role in it. I cannot, for the life of me, understand blood-washed Christians, followers of Christ, subscribing to it. You know why? Do you know why? Because for us Christians, our whole faith is based on Jesus paying it all. Our whole faith base is on Him dying and redeeming us back to God the Father as if there never had been anything wrong from the beginning. So if we're set right back to the original, then where is this coming from? Because I already made the case. In the beginning, none of this was an issue. In the beginning, the only one who defined us was God, who said we were fearfully and wonderfully made. In the beginning, the only one that defined us said, hey, man, you think you all that, but hey, it ain't good for you to be by yourself. I'm going to send you somebody that I endorse. Hear me, ladies, that I endorse as being a helper suitable to you. It's not up to you to define her. I defined her. I defined her. I defined her. I defined her. I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me. Because the world system plays the tape. They play the ego. They play the greed. They play the lording over us. As I put in a post of mine, women originally did not have terms. We didn't have a voice. We weren't free to have an opinion. We were considered property. And we didn't have any of that unless our husbands left us some. I want y'all to hear me. I want you to hear me. The original design was not for women to be lorded over. That was not the original design. That was not the original design. And because I believe in the work of Jesus Christ, and because I submit to him and him alone, he has the last word. He has the last word. Now, let me give you a balance here, because I'm a married woman. So where does submission fit in a healthy relationship? Simple. Submit ye one to another. Booyah. Fulfillment. And in that definition of a submission, I believe it is set on mutual regard for one another. We're going to collaborate. We're going to work together. We're going to build together. Because I don't see you better than me and you don't see me better than you. I don't see you lower than me and you don't see me lower than you. We are mano y mano. In a healthy relationship, there is room for both of us. For my fierce femininity, and for your bodacious masculinity. Hey, there's room for it, because we're not in competition with each other. Nobody's trying to get the last word. The law over us, what we submit to, is the law of love, the law of kindness, the law of mutual regard, the law of respect, the law of honesty and truthfulness, and holding each other in high esteem. So if I'm going to submit to anything, it's going to be the one that loved me first, the one that first defined me, and the one that I'm in covenant with. So I hope this blesses you, because Lord have mercy, it freed me. Because your girl was like, God, I don't get it. You know I love you with my whole heart. You know I appreciate you. You know I do. You know I do. And he sent me a Lord have mercy good man. A great man. One of the most loving men that I've ever known in my life. And we're happy together. Because we have an understanding. One that we had from the very beginning. There has to be room in this union for my voice, my value, and my vision. There has to be room in this union for me. There has to be. There has to be. Else, I'm not going to be happy. I can't fit in the box. I tried to do it by somebody else's definition. I tried. How many of you tried to live up to other people's definition? Tried to stay in your place. Whatever that place was. You tried it, but it didn't work for you. You tried the old approach. You tried the children should be seen and not heard. You tried it. But there is something else. There's another law in you. And let me tell you, it's from good stock. Because that same Bible has some passage of scripture that said, slaves, obey your masters. Aren't you so glad that somebody said, oh, but contraire? Aren't you glad that somebody could hear something else? That somebody could hear something bigger and broader? That said, I'm nobody's slave. I'm nobody's slave. You don't get to define me. Aren't you glad that somebody said, oh, no. No slavery here. Aren't you glad? And I believe that same spirit is in me that says, oh, no. I'm not going to submit to foolishness. I'm not going to submit to losing my voice. I'm not going to submit to erasing myself. I'm the greatest thing that God ever gave me. I'm the greatest thing that God ever gave me. And I believe in my heart that this might not be for everybody, but it's sure enough gonna bless somebody. All right, so don't y'all forget about the Love on Your Terms Masterclass. I hope somebody's ready to hurry and go on and register and grab your virtual seat. Again, it's at bit.ly/love on your terms. I look forward to seeing you there. Love you now. Bye.